Hello, and thank you for tuning into this episode of Animals and Ames. My name is Ron Edwards. I'm the Animal Control Supervisor here for the Ames Animal Shelter and Animal Control Program. Our first two guests today are guinea pigs. They are Garth and Brooks. They were named by one of our employees here that's a big fan of country western music. So we got Garth Brooks here with us today in the studio. These guys are very, very bonded together. As you can see here, as they're enjoying their green veggies together, the green leaf veggies, they are just very content in being here. They could care less that the cameras are rolling, the lights are on, there's a camera person here. They're just happy to have their green veggies. That is such an important part of their diet, and we want to make sure that any adopter knows that, and they've done research on these guys. So you can't just give them pellets that you buy in the store. Timothy hay is also a very important part of their diet. It's a critical part of their diet. So having these green leafy vegetables, here they have a mixture of cilantro, and there's some Italian parsley here, and also the romaine lettuce. The iceberg lettuce actually has no nutritional value whatsoever for them, so you want to make sure it's either the romaine lettuce and of course a lot of the green leafy vegetables. So these guys are a bonded pair, so they need to be adopted together. It's actually very important for their well-being. It does help them thrive together, and they are very bonded. Like I said, they're often seen in their cage running and playing together, and of course you see them here just enjoying a nice meal together. So if you're interested in a guinea pig, the guineapigmanual.com, it's a pretty easy website to remember, but guineapigmanual.com is a website all about guinea pigs. So it tells you all about their diets, what kind of housing you need to have them in. They're great creatures here, and a good pet for someone. They do, typically you want to keep them in their cage. You can take them out for some playtime, of course. But unlike bunnies, you typically cannot teach these guys how to use their litter box. I'm going to say a little bit of their story here. Yeah. So that's guinea pig speak. We speak that here at the Ames Animal Shelter. So these guys here are available for adoption. Because they are a bonded pair, we do a 2 for the price of 1. So there's only 1 adoption fee for these 2 little guys. So if you're interested in a guinea pig, come on down. Check out the guinea pig manual for information on how to care for them. Make sure they're getting the proper diet and everything that they need. And then come on down. We'd love to introduce you to them and see if it might be a great addition to your family. And our next guest today is Nancy. Nancy came into us as a stray. She was in pretty bad shape. Her tail was actually rotting off, and we took her to our friends at Somerset Vet Hospital. So she also had some pretty bad ear mites, so a cat that definitely was not cared for very well. But that tail was one of the worst that the vet had seen, and it needed to be amputated almost immediately. So her tail was amputated, and she has a little bit of a nub there still. She's healing very well. And see if we can get her to turn around, but she is a sweet kitty, and again she's dealing with the medication in her ears as well, so you see her shaking her head a little bit there. But Nancy is a very sweet girl. She's about a year old is what our estimation is, but a very sweet girl. That's under some special vet care. So she's not available exactly right now. She will be available in our room very soon once we get her all taken care of and treated. But I want to see if we can kind of maybe get a little shot there of the tail where she's just got that little nub there. That just kind of makes her even that much more cute. But Nancy is a domestic short hair. She's kind of this gray tabby coloring here, so you can see those stripes in her. But a very sweet kitty. She's been good to give medication to. You can see she's just rubbing here. She does wear a cone right now to make sure that she leaves her tail alone. So she's enjoying this time away from her cone to be on TV. But if we didn't receive donations from all the people who donate to us, her surgery wouldn't have been possible. At least some of the surgeries wouldn't be possible. We do have amazing funding through the city of Ames here, but all of these special surgeries and things like this, we really have to use our donation funds and really appreciate everyone that donates to us. And as you can see here in this big check, we had a wonderful donation from Fresh Time, who just opened up here yesterday. The ribbon cutting was January 30th. And they had their ribbon cutting ceremony and invited us down and gave us this amazing $2,500 donation. The Boys and Girls Club of Story County also received a $2,500 donation. So I'm very happy to receive that. They're side by side with such a great organization as the Boys and Girls Club. So that $2,500 will help us take care of a lot of these guys that need that special care and funding. So we couldn't be happier to receive that donation from Fresh Time, and want to welcome them here to our community. Look forward to being partners with them for many, many years to come. So, and again, Nancy's just one of those kitties that's helped out with donations every day at the shelter. There's cats here that benefit from the amazing donors that we have here, and we couldn't do it without them. So Nancy's just a good example of that. So let's get Nancy a home. She's here at the Ames Animal Shelter. If you want to meet Nancy, come on down. We will be accepting applications for her, but she can't go home until we make sure that her tail is completely healed and her ears are all cleaned up, and get her a clean bill of health and make sure that Nancy finds the best home possible. Our next guest for today is Mac. He is a very special cat that came to us. He came in as a stray, and he is. We're going to let him just go ahead and jump down, and I'm going to tell you his story here. Mac came into us as a stray. We do know who his owners were, so we do have a little bit of history with them. It's very unfortunate. Mac is going to be, unfortunately, our poster child for why you don't declaw a cat. As you can see in the x-rays here, that is Mac. All four of his paws appear to be glowing. Those are actually bone fragments from when he was declawed on all 4 feet. So you see there's 8 different spots that are glowing on Mac. Those are bone fragments that were left behind from the declaw surgery that he had at some time in his life. We don't know when that happened. I want to make it very clear, I'm not saying that this happens to every cat that's declawed, but it happened to Mac, and here's the proof. A vet did the exam, they did the x-rays, and said exactly what those were. So those are bone fragments that are left behind, and you see them glowing on the screen there. That's obviously causing a lot of pain with Mac. In today's show, we couldn't keep him up here on the stand here, so we're going to kind of let him hang out in the room. He's experiencing a lot of pain in his feet, and it's very unfortunate that that was done to him. He is going to have to be on pain medication per the vet's recommendation for the rest of his life. It's a very low dose pain medication. But for him to thrive and not be in so much pain, he's going to have to be on that for the rest of his life. The good news is it's a very inexpensive drug. It's also something that can be given in his wet food, which he really enjoys. So he is on a special diet. We want to try to reduce some of the weight on him because it will help him to not have so much pressure on those toes that are giving him so much pain. So hopefully we're going to find that great home for Mac that's going to be understanding. He's not going to be a cat you're going to be able to pick up and spend a lot of time with on your, that you're going to carry him around the house. He's just not that kind of a cat. But he is a cat that will probably lay up on the couch and watch TV with you and keep your leg warm. But it's just so important that a cat like Mac has his medication. So he's not suffering from the pain that was a result from the declaw. There's nothing else but the declaw that caused that bone fragments there in his toes. So again, we always talk about not declawing cats, and there's so many reasons why. If you look at the number of reasons why you would declaw a cat, it all has to do with furniture. maybe being scratched by the cat, things like that. But there's so many reasons why you wouldn't do this to a cat. And again, Mac is a poster child for not declawing a cat. I can't imagine the pain that he's going through, and the sensation, the pain that he's feeling in every single one of his toes, where you see that there on his front paws. He's also declawed in the back. The back claws do not show any bone fragments in them, so there is some arthritis in the elbows, as well as a little bit in the back that some of the other x-rays show. But Mac is a very special kitty. Unfortunately, this is not his fault, and his behavior is not his fault. It's absolutely because he was declawed. So if you have experience with cats, you understand them, you can work with them, and you know that Mac is going to have this pain for life, and you think he might be the kitty for you, come on down and meet him. We'd love to introduce you to him and see if maybe he's in a better mood when you come on down to the Ames Animal Shelter. Thanks again for tuning in today's show. We really appreciate everybody keeping an eye on what's happening here at the Ames Animal Shelter. We don't have any dogs right now. The Fort Dodge Humane Society is actually on their way down right now from Fort Dodge, bringing us one of their dogs that they needed some help adopting out. So later on today, unfortunately it's not here for the TV show, but I understand that he is a lab mix bulldog, some other breed I can't recall. But you'll see him up on our website 15 minutes after he arrives here. We'll have a picture of him up there with some basic information about him. So keep an eye on our website. A lot of times between the shows, as I mentioned before, the dogs come in and they get adopted, and you don't get a chance to see them on the show. So that's a good thing that we have a lot of dog adoptions, and they go really quick, but it doesn't really help people that are trying to look for animals and watch this TV show looking for pets. So always keep an eye on our website. That's updated every 15 minutes. It's an automatic process. So if an animal's picture is there, it's here at the animal shelter. If the picture disappears, that means that it's probably been adopted, but you're always welcome to call us and we can give you that information. So this is Ringo. He's here from the Almost Home Humane Society, as I mentioned earlier in the show. They just arrived before we finished the taping for today. Ringo is a very nice dog, beautiful dog that is here from the Almost Home Humane Society. We have partnered with them, and we're very proud of the partnership together. When we have just a few dogs here at the shelter, we can actually work with them and try to help them place some of their very deserving and great dogs here. And Ringo is just one of those. So we're looking forward to a very long partnership with the Almost Home Humane Society. And Rachel is just a great person to bring them all the way down here from Fort Dodge. And again, we can't be happier to partner with them and find these very deserving dogs their forever home. So come on down if you'd like to meet Ringo. He's probably going to need a few days to adjust, but I'm sure he's going to fit in very well here with us, and he's going to become one of the favorites here at the Ames Animal Shelter. And again, I just want to mention that how amazing and the donation was from Fresh Time, how thankful we are to receive that $2,500 to help our animals here. Just a week before, it was the Iowa Home Consulting Organization that donated $1,500 to help our animals here at the shelter. So we are just honestly just so fortunate to have so many great people and companies and organizations that support the work that we do here at the shelter, and it's going to help these guys thrive here until they find their forever home here with us. Thank you.